You step into an empty room. Your breathing changes. Not from exercise, from possibility. Your fingers twitch. There is energy beneath your skin, an itch that demands release. You see the blank space and your brain ignites. Colors appear. Textures whisper. Layers stack invisibly in your mind. It is not random. It never is. You have been called impractical, obsessive, a perfectionist wasting too much time. But they do not understand what is happening. This is not about the room. This is about your brain. Your mind does something most minds do not do. You see potential in forgotten corners, in shadows nobody else notices, in the angle that could be transformed. You move a lamp. Something shifts inside your nervous system, not just emotionally, neurologically. Your dopamine rises by measurable amounts. Your cortisol drops simultaneously. You adjust the rug. Another chemical cascade begins. By the time you finish, your entire physiology has changed. Your anxiety metabolized into something that feels like peace, like home, like yourself. You feel whole in a way nothing else creates. But here is what nobody has ever told you. Your brain is wired distinctly different. This is not a hobby or passing interest. This is a neurological signature written into your DNA. Everything that seems like a flaw is actually your superpower disguised as a character flaw. You have spent years believing something was broken, that you should outgrow this eventually, that real adults do not spend hours selecting throw pillows. But the science tells a completely different story. It is almost frightening how perfectly this explains you. Your mother probably decorated obsessively too. Or someone taught you early that beauty meant safety and control over your fear. Environmental neuroscience from Stanford and MIT reveals your brain processes spatial information in fundamentally different ways than most people do. Your posterior parietal cortex shows heightened activation when encountering blank rooms or unused spaces around you. Scientists call this enhanced spatial cognition. You just call it seeing possibilities literally everywhere you look and move through. But it goes much deeper than that neurologically. Your amygdala, the fear center processing threat, is typically more reactive than average in your specific personality type. This is not weakness. This is actually the source of everything that makes you compulsively redesign your environment. You became a decorator because you needed to feel safe. Unsafe environments trigger your nervous system immediately and intensely without pause. So you learn to redesign them systematically, to bring order, to inject beauty everywhere you could influence and control directly. With every pillow placed and color chosen, you ran therapeutic intervention on yourself without realizing what you were actually doing. This is why you cannot relax in ugly spaces. This is why you rearrange when anxious or stressed or overwhelmed by life. This is why empty rooms feel genuinely dangerous to your nervous system and psychological stability overall. Research from the Journal of Environmental Psychology found measurable stress reduction in your neurological profile after decorating spaces intentionally. Your cortisol actually decreases physiologically. Your heart rate normalizes. Your sleep quality improves measurably after you redesign your personal environment. These are not personality quirks or character flaws. These are documented neurological responses to environmental beauty and order. Here is the paradox, though, that explains your exhaustion. The same sensitivity that makes you exceptional also drains you completely. You see what is wrong everywhere you look. In every space. In every room you visit without exception or break. You cannot turn it off. Your brain categorizes inefficient design as mild threat automatically and constantly without your conscious permission. Other people relax on someone else's couch peacefully. You are mentally redesigning the entire space in your mind simultaneously. They do not notice color coordination issues. You have already reorganized everything in your head before they finish sitting down. This is both your gift and your burden wrapped together inseparably into one neurological package that defines who you are. Does that sound familiar to you? Have you noticed yourself doing exactly this everywhere you go and experience? Entering someone's home and immediately seeing what could change? Feeling that subtle frustration when things are not aligned your way? That is not overthinking. That is your brain communicating in the only language it knows how to speak clearly. You are not broken. You are not obsessive in a pathological or damaging way to yourself or others around you. You are simply a person whose neurology depends on environmental beauty to regulate emotional stability and psychological peace fundamentally. That is not a flaw. That is your psychological fingerprint written into your very nervous system and DNA structure. This is why you decorate. This is why you cannot stop. This is why you feel home only in spaces you have redesigned. Your brain is not wired to just exist in space. It is wired to architect it, reshape it, perfect it. And that gift, that beautiful, exhausting, relentless gift, that is exactly who you are underneath everything else that defines you. Your entire life, you have been searching for something you could not name. You thought it was security. You thought it was control. You thought it was just aesthetic preference like everyone else seemed to have. But it was never that simple. It was always about creating sanctuary, about building refuge from a world that felt chaotic and uncertain and threatening. Every color you chose was a vote for safety. Every piece you moved was an act of self-protection masquerading as decoration. You were not being vain. You were being neurologically honest. Your brain was screaming for order, and you answered by redesigning your world. And for the first time, you can stop feeling guilty about that. Stop apologizing for caring about your space. Stop letting others diminish what you do. Because what you do is profound. You are not just arranging furniture. You are architecting your own nervous system regulation. You are a spatial healer, a designer of peace, a person who understood long before science confirmed it that environment shapes psychology, that beauty is medicine, that order is survival, that home is not a place. Home is a feeling you create. The spaces you have designed are not proof of obsession. They are proof of your neurological wisdom and self-awareness. Every room you touch becomes a reflection of your commitment to living well, to surrounding yourself with intention, to refusing mediocrity in the spaces you inhabit daily. You do this because you are sensitive, not weak. Sensitive. There is a difference that matters deeply. Your sensitivity is your superpower. It allowed you to feel what was wrong before your conscious mind could articulate it clearly. It pushed you to fix it, to make it beautiful, to create something that soothed your nervous system back to baseline functioning. That is not a character flaw. That is character strength disguised as a personality quirk by people who do not understand. So here is what I want you to carry forward into your next room, your next project, your next redesign. You are not decorating a space. You are constructing a sanctuary. You are building a neurological home for yourself. Every choice you make is valid. Every impulse to rearrange is your brain communicating. Every investment in beauty is an investment in your psychological survival and wellness. Stop apologizing for seeing potential. Stop minimizing your gift for spatial transformation and environmental design excellence. The world needs people like you. People who refuse to accept ugly spaces. People who understand that beauty matters neurologically, not just aesthetically. You are doing something essential. You are creating peace in a chaotic world. You are building small refuges of order and intention. That is not trivial. That is revolutionary. That is exactly who you were meant to be from the beginning. Your brain chose this path. Your nervous system demands this work. Your soul requires this expression of self through space. And that is not something to outgrow. That is something to fully embrace and celebrate without hesitation or shame. Now here is the thing. There is so much more to understand about why you are wired this specific way neurologically. There are deeper layers to your psychology. Hidden patterns in how you learn to process fear and safety through environmental control. In the next video, we are going deeper. We are exploring the exact developmental moment that created this beautiful, exhausting gift. We are uncovering the psychological origin story of women like you, the early experience that taught your brain to decorate, And we are revealing how to weaponize this neurological signature for purposes far beyond just your personal space. If you felt seen in this video, if this explanation finally made sense of behaviors you have questioned for years, then you need to see what comes next. Channel members get early access. They get deeper dives into traits and patterns most people never understand about themselves. They get to explore their psychology without judgment or shame, without being told they are too much or too obsessive or too focused on trivial things. So join us. Become a member. Lock in for the next revelation about who you really are underneath everything. Because you deserve to understand yourself this completely. You deserve to see your traits as gifts instead of flaws. You deserve a community of people who get it, who see what you see, who understand that home is not just a place. Home is a neurological state you create with intention and beauty and unwavering commitment to your own peace. And that makes you extraordinary. That makes you exactly who you were always meant to be. Thank you for letting me see you today, for sitting with these truths about yourself, for being brave enough to explore your own psychology. I will see you in the next one, where we go even closer to the bone.